Welcome to Trending Upward, and this is Chad Hayes. I want to thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Trending Upward, and I trust that the podcast today will be a help to you. It is my desire that the Word of God be used in such a way on this platform that it would be a help to you as you seek to trend upward. It is important that this life that we live be an ascending Christian life and not a descending Christian life. I trust it to be a help to you as you listen today. On today's podcast, we're going to be looking at dealing with hypocrites, and I don't want today's podcast to be an episode where we are attacking the hypocrites, perhaps in our lives or those that we have encountered. I want to keep the focus on Christ, and I want to keep the focus on how you and I can be encouraged, even though we are going to encounter hypocrites in our lives and even in our churches. Matthew 7, verses 3 through 5. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, Let me pull the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Believe it or not, we have all been damaged by the hypocrisy in the lives of others. Perhaps you were a new believer, and a hypocrite put you in their sights. The hypocrite perhaps began to inspect you. Now, it's interesting that Jesus chooses to use the eye as the main object of this lesson. Two sets of eyes were the main objects of this lesson. One set of eyes has a speck in them. The other set of eyes has a beam in them. Now, this only makes sense because what do people use when they are inspecting others? They use their eyes. They watch and they watch and they watch as they are looking for something in the lives of others. Let's look for just a moment at the definitions of these two words, mote and beam. The word mote means a tiny speck, small piece of dust or chaff. The word beam means beam, a large piece of wood, something essentially big or obvious. So on the surface, if we consider just these two words, mote and beam, having a mote in your eye or a beam, which is worse? It's interesting and worth noting that hypocrites will always major on the minors in your life while turning a blind eye to their beam. See, most hypocrites know that they have something or some things in their life, or they are generally miserable or unhappy people. And they see you trying through inspecting you, through watching you. They see you trying. They see you striving. They see that you are experiencing the joy of the Lord while they don't have that. So then they put on the black judicial robe with the judge's gavel. And then the court is now in session. They approach you with a flaw that they have detected. Now, the hypocrite may have detected something, and what they have detected might even be true. It very well could be a flaw. But where the hypocrite is wrong is that they are not in the place to be the judge, because they have a bigger issue within them than the one they are seeking to point out in you. Now, I have seen this to be true. This is a proven concept here, and if you consider your own life, perhaps you can testify to this also. Watch those closely who are always majoring on minors, not only in your life, but in the lives of others. Because they have a beam, I promise you. Whether you know what the beam is or not, it is irrelevant. They have a beam. I won't even go into what has come out about people that I have known after those same people have called me out, and not only me, but others at times, over minor, just minute things, just the most simplest things, the things that would not even cross your mind, and usually there's no Bible to it whatsoever. You just violated one of their opinions. Now, Jesus intentionally uses this analogy of a man with a log in his eye trying to fix a speck in someone else's eye. So the main point of this podcast today is to help you, because we all have someone around us, maybe, or have at some point had someone around us that has cut us down. They don't have anything big on us. It's just little cuts. It's just little digs. But I want you to know today that you are not the problem. They are. But don't hate them. Love them. Even though you are in their sights, love them. Even though they are continuously trying to point out your specks, be reminded that they more than likely have a beam in their own eye. Some of the most bitter, critical, condescending, and judgmental people that I have ever met have come to find out had a beam. So I invite you today to stay encouraged. Keep following Jesus. Surrender to what He leads you to surrender to. Keep your face in the Word, which is a mirror. Focus on pleasing God and not others. And don't allow those who have beams in their own eyes to discourage you and get you sidetracked and maybe even out of fellowship with God or out of God's will for your life. And maybe even unsaved if you have never trusted Christ. You know, there are people, I believe, hypocrites who have discouraged many from ever placing faith and trust in Jesus Christ, because there was a hypocrite who professed Christ, and because they professed Christ and they didn't live Christ, they didn't walk Christ, they didn't do as Christ would, but yet they majored on minors in the lives of those who were unsaved. I believe there are people today who are still unsaved as a result. And I invite you today, maybe if that's you, I don't know, but maybe if that's you, don't let the hypocrite win. Focus on Jesus. Focus on those that you know are true believers, those who walk the walk and those who talk the talk, those who live Jesus out, those who speak Jesus, who speak as Jesus would. Focus on them. Focus on Christ in them. I invite you today, don't get discouraged by the hypocrites. We're all going to deal with hypocrites. We're all going to face them. It's a matter of life. They are everywhere. They are everywhere. But I invite you to be reminded today that it's not you and it's not me. It is them. But don't attack them. Don't attack them. Love them and pray for them. And maybe they'll end up at some point getting the victory through Christ over their hypocrisy. Maybe they will start looking within at themselves more than they do other people. But I trust it's been a help to you today. I'd like to thank you for listening today to Trending Upward. If it's been a help to you, I invite you to share this podcast with someone and help get the word out on how they too can trend upward in their walk with God.